you've got to be naive in how you approach everything, and audacious and a little reckless and impetuous. You have a chance to do that when you're younger. When you get older, those avenues kind of close up a little bit. But I'm lucky that I get to do that in my job and not have people say, those are bad things. No, they're good things too. I am José Antonio Tijerino. I am the president and CEO of the Hispanic Heritage Foundation. I'm part of an amazing team, and they do a lot of the work, but it's a wonderful, empowering thing where you can create in your job. And I get to do that. Like, we developed a Minecraft game, the first Latino-themed Minecraft game.
Wow.
That was played by almost 30 million kids in 30 different languages.
Yeah, that's amazing.
And I'm lucky that I get to do that in my job. I love being naive. It means you're going to try stuff that you normally wouldn't try.
Could you talk a little bit about you?
There are no direct paths in my life, at least. It was kind of curving around. For me, it wasn't money or power or popularity. It's just service. How can you impact people? So I just followed that. So I'm glad I did, because I was a journalism major. So that's helped me in everything I've ever been able to do. And also, I waited tables when I was in college.
Oh, yeah.
And that was such a great experience that has really informed me in everything I've ever done. And just following your passion, but also following the needs of the community. That, for me, service is how I measure success. But I've been able to do a lot of really cool things. I worked at Nike, I worked in public relations and in marketing, I worked at Fannie Mae Foundation, and then I worked at this job where I actually have a chance to combine a career with service and with supporting our community, especially young people. And the big thing is the value that you bring to a group, to a situation. That's going to be very important. And as a woman, as a Latina, being Brazilian, being from around the world, and those experiences, your parents' experience, all of that is going to present a value proposition in whatever it is that you bring. Because when I was younger, I remember thinking, oh, they know so much more than I do. Yeah. They didn't. They weren't very creative. They didn't have a lot of common sense. And when somebody is talking about how to reach young people, and they're my age, here's what I do. I listen to young people. So it's really good to always be a really good listener. It'll make you a lot smarter.
How did you figure out that you wanted to work with what you're working right now? And I really want to know about how you made that decision and how did you get there?
Let me make this clear. I didn't make that decision when I was 17 years old. It came a lot longer. Like I said, I'm going around and around and around to find where I needed to be. I will say this, the younger you are, the more options you have, because you're not burdened by certain responsibilities that you might be later. So then your options are narrowed down and you can't make as many as you do. So work backwards from what you like or what interests you and what you're passionate about, and just get through college. It's not like you have to decide your entire life in college.
Yeah.
And I'm saying the same advice to my son. I'm just like, what are you passionate about? Get through college and then figure it out. Unless it's a very specific path in medicine or something that you actually need to start taking courses that lead you to that goal. But for most people, if you ask them what they majored in college and what they do for a living now, it's not exactly the same.
What did you do that motivated you to get where you are today?
So, like I said, you have to imagine what's possible and work backwards from what you want. I'm ready to be inspired at any moment, at any time. I'm inviting inspiration. I don't care if it's I'm taking a walk and I see a beautiful flower, or I see something on the news, or I meet people like you. That opens me up to any possibility. I'm not closed off from anything, and I'm still not. I think when I was younger, I was just open to everything, took a lot of chances. I always figure that you should try anything. If somebody wants you in the room, you need to be loud. I always had this feeling like I'm not lucky to be anywhere. If I'm in a room, it's because I deserve to be there, and you should have that same attitude. But for me, the answer to that question is that I'm open to inspiration at every moment. And so I'm going to different paths based on where I feel this inspiration and this need to serve. Martin Luther King once said that anyone can be great because anyone can serve. And that is something that I live by in terms of being able to follow service and where it is and the needs and wants of my community. And it's been able to work. And also there's a role for being naive, being creative, being a little reckless, being a little audacious, being a little impatient. Like, You have a chance to do that when you're younger. When you get older, those avenues kind of close up a little bit. Right now, you just want to run through everything that you can, and you have that privilege that you're able to do that.
How did you figure out that your definition of success was related to your need to serve?
For some people, it's how many followers they get on social media. For other people, it's how much money they have. You have to define what that is. For me, it's always been impact from the time that I saw how my mother was in terms of whatever it is that she had, she was willing to share it. And it goes back to that Martin Luther King quote that everyone can be great because everyone can serve. And don't think that it has to be at some massive scale. If you walk through a park, walking out of this van, and you see a piece of paper in the park and you pick it up, you're making an impact. If you smile at somebody on the bus that looks lonely, you're making an impact. And if you help someone that just needs help crossing the street, you're making an impact. So just know that it comes in a lot of different shapes and sizes, and all of it is being helped, is being felt.
What's the last piece of advice that you would give your younger self or someone who's 17 years old?
So you're not supposed to decide at 17 years old what you're going to do for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
But you want to be able to go into different directions, be able to be open-minded with where you can feel that impact and make that impact. But be authentic. Be authentic in your values, be authentic in how you present yourself, be authentic in how you receive, be authentic with what you put out into the universe. And there's a lot of value in you. Radiate that.